Welcome to Western Mass News Digital Edition. I'm Chris Pisano. The city of Minneapolis on edge after a woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent yesterday. 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was killed after an altercation with ICE in a residential neighborhood. The shooting was recorded on video by several witnesses, and it quickly drew a large crowd of angry protesters. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem described the incident as an act of domestic terrorism carried out against ICE officers. St. John's Episcopal Church in Northampton hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony this afternoon, marking the opening of a new emergency winter shelter. The shelter will help fill a critical gap in cold weather housing. St. John's previously hosted a cot shelter in the past, but now it'll hold a 12-bed shelter with more beds planned for the future. The plan is for the shelter to open up during the city's coldest nights when Northampton's clinical support option shelter reaches its capacity of 70 beds. Shelter placement will be coordinated by the city's Division of Community Care. It'll be run by trained volunteers and fully funded by donations. If you're interested in volunteering, reach out to the church's leader. UMass Amherst Institute for Applied Life Sciences receiving $3.5 million in grants. It's coming from the Massachusetts Life Sciences Center. One grant, worth nearly $2 million, will help fund an instrument examining how proteins and other molecules change in response to disease and medical treatments. It's aimed to better track therapeutic delivery systems and their chemical effects in tissues. Another grant, nearly $1.6 million, will help fund a direct laser 3D printer and other related tools. The goal is to bridge the gap between sub-micron design and the medical field by creating 3D items like organ-on-chip technology to treat patients.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Turning out to be a fine day today. Temperatures coming up into the 40s. That's where we sit now, 43 degrees. Most of the day so far, we've had a decent amount of sunshine. Last couple of hours, the clouds have been mixed in, but clouds will actually decrease as we go into the evening. And with that clearing sky, not much wind. We will cool off. Temperatures will be back down into the 20s by tomorrow morning, but not bad at all, with readings still hanging in there in the 40s from 43 Springfield and Northampton. So let's take a look at your 24 as we head through the evening. By about 7, 8 o'clock, we're down close to freezing. Watch out for a little bit of refreeze in spots, of course. Then we'll go mostly cloudy later tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll start in the 20s tomorrow. You know, a lot of clouds throughout the day, but most of the day is going to be rain-free, and we'll see some brightening here and there. Temperatures 11 a.m. we're in the 30s. By the afternoon, though, we're back into the mid-40s. I'd say after about 3 or 4 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see our shower chances go up as the front begins to move on through. As this system tracks to our west, the bulk of the energy stays way off to our west, but as that front goes through, it gives us the chance of a few showers, rain showers tomorrow afternoon. Behind that, we dry off, we cool off as well. So if you have those Friday evening plans, after about 8 or 9 o'clock, we're dry. Skies will clear out. We'll start Saturday chilly, but with some sunshine. Clouds increase in the afternoon. Temps back into the mid-40s on Saturday, and then some rain moves in. Steady rain Saturday, late afternoon, evening into the night. And there might be a bit of freezing rain across the hill towns. Temperatures back into the 40s for your Saturday. So highs tomorrow for your Friday, back into the mid-40s like today. And rainfall for tomorrow afternoon, not a lot, probably just 1/10 of an inch. We'll get a couple of showers here and there, an isolated downpour for a couple of hours, say between about 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. tomorrow, so around this time. Your next weather maker is an area of low pressure. This, too, looks like it's going to bring mainly rain. However, for those of us in the hills that might be just a touch of freezing rain, that would be Saturday evening. I think this is out pretty quickly, though. Then the cooler air begins to work in for your Sunday. There'll be some moisture lurking offshore Sunday, but it looks like it stays there. Bottom line, right now it looks like our Sunday is mainly dry, kind of blustery, but still into the lower 40s. We'll likely pick up about 1/2 inch of rain Saturday late into Saturday night. Mid-40s, Sunday, mostly cloudy. There could be a few flurries, maybe a snow shower in the hills where it's in the 30s. The valley, though, still sneaking into the lower 40s before colder air works in for your Monday, but it's a one-day stint. Highs in the 30s on Monday, but we're right back into the low to mid-40s for the middle of next week before finally a pattern change, perhaps the end of next week into the following weekend. That's when those colder winter-like temperatures return. All right, that's your forecast. Chris, back over to you.
Yeah, thanks. Calling all Bruno Mars fans, the singer has announced a new tour in support of the release of his long-awaited album, the Romantic Tour, based off the name of his new album. Will start later this spring. It'll follow the album, which is set to be released in February. Now, the tour includes visits to Gillette Stadium. That stop comes in the middle of the tour, September 5th. Tickets for the show will be available starting next Wednesday, the 14th. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching today's Western Mass News Digital Edition. Be sure to tune in to Western Mass News at 4 coming up soon on ABC 40. Have a great day.